Hey
What is up,
guys,
guys?
are here.
TheHillTwins out here back at it again with
Another 56.
with another deck profile.
Okay. Another 56 card deck profile. Because
Can you not?
Sorry.
Gosh,
All right,
please.
let's get into it.
All right. Super Saiyan God Son Goku, SSGSS. I guess that's why they put it out there. When he swings, this is the reprint. When he swings, draw a card or untap the energy. When you have unison with the 3 course, you get to flip him over and draw 2 cards. So he's like a built-in result of the training for those who, played back then.
Yeah.
And it's really good. When he awakens, swings, draws 1 and untaps 2 mono blue energy. At the end of the turn, you can restand one of your blue unisons, which is actually really strong.
Yeah.
At first I saw, I was like, restand unison, that's whack. But I'm like, yo, unison's got blocker? Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start 2 Xenos.
This came in, we've been having so much fun with this deck.
So I want to shout out to my team because they created a template for this list.
Yep, Andrew and Jonathan. Yep,
shout out to you already know the vibes, right? So Zeno Edge of Time Space allows you to fix your energy. Team University, you already know vibes. This allows you to draw cards. So against any deck that's not yellow, that's not blue. I'm sorry, that's not red or green, you're good. You get to draw your card. But most of the times it's just in our hand, protected, and we're gonna use it to swap out our energy, and especially if we're tapped out.
Yep.
Then we have our other 2 super combos, which is gonna be Zamasu. We wanna force our opponent to really think about how they're gonna try to lethal us, right? They just have to be a little bit more methodical, and they have to play around this card. Even though we don't run 4, they're always going to, as long as we haven't shown them 2, they're always going to have to play around that card. You don't even have to have it in your hand. 1, 2, 3 apes. 4 was a cool number, but kind of much. I like it. It's good for a rival.
3 apes feel really good.
It feels great. It feels like a right number. You can definitely go up to 4, but there's a lot of room to draw regardless. Sometimes you feel like you're going to deck out. So, Now, we go 4 Zamasu, the Eliminators. Self-explanatory. Deals with pretty much the majority of the unisons in the game outside of their ability to tap over 4 on them, which is also really costly to the opponent regardless.
Yeah.
And in Richard's case, you can still use that counter timing to rest one of your opponent's battle cards and draw a card.
It's a built-in giant ball, basically.
Yes, it's built-in giant ball. It feels good. And again, especially when your opponent's big battle cards come out, you can go ahead and just trigger that and rest them and draw your card. And
definitely one of the main reasons for playing blue-yellow in the majority of the blue decks.
Right. And so what's more, we got Little Tech, which is something, it's one of my favorite cards, one of my favorite championship cards ever. It's a counter attack. If your opponent has 3 or less energy, I can choose one of my opponent's battle cards in rest mode and place it in the energy area. So this is really strong against opponents that can drop big battle cards very early, especially like Victory Strike deck, etc. Just really good as a tech. But also, the one that we're really going to be using is when he's played during your opponent's turn, you get to untap 2 of your blue energy. So he doesn't specify mono blue, which means that he allows himself to untap the blue-yellow energy as well, which is really good. And we have him there as a one-of because of the fact that we run
pretty decent tech.
2 Fuse Zamasu, the plot thickens. And this is also...
Tell me a little bit about this card.
Okay, so this is also one of my favorite cards, but obviously it just wasn't that great to see
you've been feeling
enough
to play
play.
This card.
Yes, but because we got a little bit more support, obviously this is our primary card, we want to run this. So this one allows us, it has indestructible like the rest of these do. So essentially...
Just staying on board.
It just stays on board. And what it does is that once per turn, you can choose up to one of your Goku Blacks or Zamasus and return it to your hand. In that case, you can switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. But essentially, we're using it because it's in a battle of attrition, it's an indestructible 20k battle card that's going to force your opponent to super combo or lose 2 cards over it, for 1, each turn. 2, each turn it allows us to choose either one of these or one of these, depending on whatever the game state is, back to our hand. And even more, it allows us to rest our opponent's cards. So it just has multifunctional.
And the way that pretty much a one-drop play when you're using
when you're awakened, exactly.
Yep, exactly. So one drop play, you get to recycle your muscles. We also have the Bojack package in here, which you're gonna see. So you get to pitch that for the blue yellow.
So
it's just a lot we're gonna go into, but this card is absolutely amazing. It also gets to just rest cards too. So you have a pseudo yellow color identity
kind
with
of
the
like
deck as well.
Exactly, but not also that. It's like kind of like recursion, so to speak,
and
from
like,
the field.
I swear playing against this card was terrible because not only was he looping like that. Is basically like a free D magic because essentially when you D magic you lose, you untap on energy, and you lose that card in your hand, but you basically have an infinite D magic by just tapping 2, picking this up next turn, and you instantly have like an instant D magic.
Worst case scenario,
you just have a crap load of
Zamasu. And so basically, you know, we like to have a situation like this. If the game is really, really rough, we get to remove this. If not, we get to kind of continue to control. If we need this, we bring it out, we bring it back to our hand, and then we just keep recycling this until this becomes relevant again. So it's really, really strong. I love it. It's super duper fun. I've been having so much fun with that. And it's really competitive as well. Yeah. We do the 2 Super Saiyan Trunks Heroic Prospect. Like Eric mentioned before, it's starting to lose some of its availability because of the fact that Dark Brawley has lost its major spot in the format. At least, you know, through testing so far.
But you got to play that too, no matter what.
Yes.
We wanted to take it out, but you just kind of can't.
1 drop negate, 15k body, feels good. We do 3 of the Bojack Onslaught.
Along with its package.
This is our check land. And then we also do our package as well. I kind of hate doing packages like this, but I do it for the sake of, you know, things. So we do it like that. This one is one of our primary energies that we want to charge, and then this will be the second energy. If we curve it like this, then this will be live, this will be live. If we don't have the unison, we can drop this. If we do have the unison, we can drop it, and then drop this turn 4 perhaps. And it's kind of get that engine rolling, and our opponents start feeling really, really overwhelmed. So that's that. And then we're gonna go into our 5 drops, which are our 3 Trunks God Ceiling. More and more, this card is showing me that it needs to be in the deck at 4, but obviously, given space, it's fine here. And then we do have other counterplays. This also slightly conflicts with this. We kind of want to resolve this first and then hit this, so that's fine. And this deals with a lot regardless. So we just hold these mainly for the battle cards that absolutely cannot come into play, and these will just deal with things that don't really affect the game too much. We got our Oceanus. Now this card is absolutely nuts. The fact that you can swing with Soul Strike and leave 2 energy open and be able to special summon a blocker and punish your opponent for just playing the game feels bad.
Yeah. So
this card is ridiculously powerful. Like
this card is possibly one of the best black cards in any blue deck. So if you guys don't know real quick, basically Oceanus, she has a permanent where if it's your opponent's turn, you reduce her cost in your hand by 3.
So point blank. 2 energy.
No leader lock, no nothing. She's just 2 energy negate. She's a blocker, and then built into her counterplay. Her counterattack is when you play this card after countering, your opponent cannot attack for the turn unless they discard the top 4 cards of their deck. So it doesn't say battle cards, it's just any attack. Unison, leader, they can't attack unless they discard 4 each time. So not only do you have a built-in like, okay, I'm gonna like mill you out if you get crazy, but she's also a blocker.
Yeah, and what's even more is that, again, this is even more costly than pitching the 2 cards, and I'll just kind of explain because of the fact that she has the blocker built in. You have to discard the cards. A
lot of times you just discard the 8.
Yeah, or you discard one of the 10Ks if you feel like the opponent is trying to go on their kill turn, which is not even bad because, again, she comes into play as a blocker. We're going to go for 2 Baby, the Golding Avenger. You just have to have 2 of it. It's almost like the Battering Laser. It's Blue's Battering Laser, and it's a great card. It's Blue's cooler, you know? Blue can literally bring these out earlier, and on their kill turn, they could leave the 6 energy open, 5 energy open, swing, and you're afraid to counter because you're just going to get countered.
And realistically in this deck, being able to untap energy and
feels great.
Also, even on your opponent's turn, a 5-drop battle card like this is just amazing in this deck for multiple reasons. Even if you're not, even if you're paying 5 for it, a lot of times you can pay 5 for it and be perfectly okay. He's just completely nuts. Like
we just love him. Yeah. It's a good card. Obviously, great Secret Identity.
It's just you just gotta run it. Black overrounds.
Like, it just helps you deal with your opponent's board. Just helps you get back in the game, take some of that advantage away from your opponent. 4 of the Bojack Violent Rush. This is the literally cornerstone of this deck's defense and technically offense, because you know, being a great defense is a great offense. Being able to bring these out just helps bolster our offense.
And then, like I said, even with being able to, like with the Zamasu, you get to use the Zamasu and then with the other Zamasu, pick them back up, and now you can crack it for
big bang
the
plays.
7-drop.
And what's more is that
multifunctional.
Yup, and there are times where you don't, despite having the frequency of multicolor cards. There are times where you just don't have it, and you're like, I need to draw this multicolor to have that. You can pick that right back up.
Yeah.
So our 8 drops, obviously, this guy.
Boss Monster.
This is our defense and offense. This deck is so short, sword and shield. Your opponent gets punished for attacking. You know, they get punished for attacking.
When you combo with that card, you get to tap 4 after the battle to play him from the drop. When he comes into play, you draw a card, bottom deck something, and yeah, he's at 30k double strike dual attack. So. And
what's more is that, you know, even in the mirror match, if your opponent chooses the God Sealing this, you still get to use this as a utility card because of the fact that you still get to draw your card and you get to bottom deck one of their cards. So you don't feel at a loss even when they return it back to your hand because it's still done something. And then obviously Baby, because this one is just unfair. It just tells your opponent, hey, I swung everything at you, countered you. I didn't win. You're not going to have a crackback, and I'm going to win this turn. That's that. So then we go with our 3D magics. I like it at 4, but considering that we do have a lot of ability to
like you want to get into the combo step at times because you want to be able to use the
and then we have other powerful negates giving our energy open. Remember, this is technically a pseudo D magic, so to speak, so long as we leave the yellow open, and then we can open it up with that, so it's fine. We can even do things with going forward with Senzu Bean to increase our defense and offense of the deck. Beating this, beating that is incredible. And then we do the Galactic Busters as well. And the Galactic Busters, same thing. It helps us ready up that energy. It will tap the energy, but it does allow us to use our Senzu Beans if we need to be defensive, and allows us to make
blue got a lot of power from the Galactic Buster Bojack package, just being able to draw cards on the defense step and actually combo. Energy is a commodity in this deck.
Honestly, blue-yellow has gotten a lot out of this package because of the fact that we run this.
And
this just is a free blue-yellow energy that we don't have to worry about. It's just too good. Then we go into our unisons and we do 4 Raditz. 4 Raditz. Raditz is a great card. It lets me draw a card, it blocks twice, and I can return 2 to untap the energy. Why is this relevant? Because there are times where I can make additional plays, like playing another Raditz if I have an empty turn, or even playing my Majin Buu unison. And what this will allow me to do is attack. If I don't need it anymore because I want to deal with a battle card, I can minus the 2, which will allow me to untap my blue-yellow, because this doesn't specify mono-blue, which means that I can tap my 4 energy for this, untap a blue-yellow with that, draw my card, and now have access to this, get that first negate out, then have access to this, and then move forward with the turn. So this is the deck profile. Like Eric mentioned at the very wee beginning of the video, it's 56, but it works. This deck draws a lot.
So Striker draws a lot
of times that
between the Galactic Busters, all the unisons are drawn. The Bojack, when you combo him, the 8-drop you draw. I mean, the Zamasus are drawn.
I mean, your hand feels so healthy, bro. Like, especially with this, you're gonna see.
At any given time, you have like 14, 15 cards in your hand.
And these are fake pseudo apes, and the reason why is because with this card on board, you counterplay, you draw a card, then this goes back to your hand. That's 2 cards. And so,
and the cool part is you could actually counterplay. Like if they say they put something on your turn, you can counterplay, draw that card, and then lift it right back up.
And rest it or whatever, rest something else, lift it back up, deal a blocker. So pretty nuts.
So this deck, very fun. Very fun. Very defensive. This card is just completely nuts right here. Like Oceanus is just nuts. He really made the deck even more defensive. So like you literally have the perfect offense and defense.
And what's so cool about this 3-card package is that once you invest in this card, for most matchups, this card is a 1-card investment.
Yeah, bro. That card is just nuts. And he doesn't have unique.
Yeah,
so at any point you drop, like they're literally 1-drops in this deck.
And once you drop, you set up 2. It's like each turn you can pick up. Like that's
like that old indestructible Zamasu that turned 4-1 when we was playing the
blocker, the Weeze blocker.
Yeah, that was nuts.
But yeah, if you drop 2, pick these 2 up, and each turn, like it's an ape. It's nuts.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis.
Yep, we have a bunch of more deck profiles coming out. Competitive and fun. We're trying to build a deck. I know a lot of people want to have fun in this manner while also being competitive. So we're trying to implement competitive and fun decks to play while you're able to compete.
Yeah, and one more thing too. I just want to say one last interaction, 30 seconds with this.
30 seconds, go.
This is your attackers. This is your attackers. This, you only want to use this for the turns that you have these out. These are your main attackers. These ones are really good, but this right here, once you get this on board and you're ready to go for game, the next turn you go swing, they try to counter you, you bring this bad boy out. You do it with a card, you hit that, boom, 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 you lie on Baby Hatch. Against mirrors, you're gonna be fine, but against the aggressive decks, your main one is want to hit one of these for the one of the energy, then the blue yellow for the energy. You can have that for the negate, drop the blocker, be able to move forward with that. And yeah, just kind of get your deck going. So
awesome. Thanks for the analysis.
Stay.
All right, guys. Stay super.